Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the mess. Listen, let me just say this because I was over here reading the comments under the for the Married to Medicine review that I posted a couple of days ago. And then I'm because we're always having this conversation. I completely understand that Quad is not technically married to medicine anymore because she's not a doctor and, she's no longer in medical sales because I think that's what she used to do, right? And she's no longer married to that man. However, you do start to move the line when you're okay with, say, people being on Housewives and they're not housewives. I completely understand that when Mariah created this show, she wanted to stick to the concept of the show, which was actually being married to medicine. Whether you were a doctor, whether you were a doctor's wife, right? But you had to be connected to the medical field somehow. Um, just like when um, I think Andy created, the Housewives, and it was originally supposed to be called, I think, Behind the Gates or something like that. I can't remember the full backstory. And it was supposed to be about kept women who kind of live in their own world, who, have access to a little bit of money. We know that that is not necessarily what Housewives is about now, right? We know that they kind of jumped ship, and we've seen girls get on Housewives who said they didn't even have hot water. Hey, Robin Dixon. I'm not trying to be funny, I'm just saying, right? So the concept that he had in mind, they kind of abandoned that concept and went like a completely different direction for some, and they started kind of letting all different types of people on to Housewives. So the point is you can't be outraged that Quad, who has been on this show since season one, still holds a spot on this show. But then you can watch The Real Housewives this season, and you have Kenya, who's going through a divorce, I think divorced now. You have Portia, who's going through her second divorce. You have Cynthia, who just girl went through a divorce with Mike. You have Kelly, who's going through a divorce. Who else? I think Angela's married. Um, Drew is going through a divorce, but it's called The Real Housewives of Atlanta. None of them are housewives. Girl, they ain't even married. Okay? So if you can have a show like Basketball Wives, and girl, the only wife on the show is Jackie Christie. If you can have love and hip hop, and ain't nobody in love and ain't nobody hip hopping, then girl, you can have Married to Medicine, and Quad can be on the show, especially being that she's been on the show since season one. At some point, we just have to realize that the title of these shows don't mean anything anymore. Married to Medicine, it doesn't mean anything. That's just the title of the show. Love and Hip Hop, that's just the title of the show. The Real Housewives of whatever, that's just the title of the show. And if we're going to be honest, there have only really been a handful of housewives on this show. A real, to the definition, what a housewife is. It's been a handful. For the most part, these women have their businesses and all types of stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time to let, and even I had to tell myself, girl, what I remember Housewives was supposed to be, what I want Housewives to be, is not necessarily what Housewives is. Yes, this is how it was introduced to us, but that's not how it is. Right? We watch The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now we got Dorette over there. They say she's 4 months behind on her mortgage. Now the rumors are coming out that she don't pay her bills. She don't pay her bills. They say Dorit is allegedly running away from the people she owed for her glam squad. You got Erica Jane over there, girl, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. Living in the back of somebody's house, in a pool house, as far as I'm concerned. Erica went from living in a 99,000 square foot mansion to my apartment size, 615 square feet. Erica went from having a glam room, all types of glam, to getting her makeup done in her kitchen, right by her stove. Her and her mama was in that kitchen getting their faces beat the other day. You have the Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, I call them the Real Housewives of Potomac. Right? Because the money ain't, the money a little funny in Potomac. The money a little funny in Potomac. So all I'm saying is, like, I get it, but there's no way you can be outraged that Quad is still on Married to Medicine, but then we can turn on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and you got 5 of the housewives. You got 5 of the housewives getting divorced. Y'all still want Nene back on the show, and Nene ain't married or nothing. Yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, shout out to the Real Housewives. Shout out to Married to Medicine. Shout out to Love and Hip Hop. All right, so listen to this. This is according to CNBC.com. So Southwest Airlines, as we know it, is over. Girl, they say y'all over. Girl, they say they're done. Girl, they're done. Get them out of here. Okay? Here's what's changing from bag fees to basic economy. So Southwest Airlines announced Tuesday what was once unthinkable. It will start charging customers to check their luggage. I should have known something. Well, I ain't gonna say I knew, but my good eye is always on these companies, because remember when they changed the whole seating policy, where I think you could pay for your seat or something like that, and then people, started saying that, oh my God, they're gonna change the bag policy, and then they came out and said, oh no, we're not changing the bag policy. And then here we go, fast forward a year later, they're changing the bag policy. They knew right then and there they were changing the bag policy. Anyways, it's a $300 million gamble. Last year, Southwest said its rigorous research found it would lose that much in market share if it started charging bag fees. The policy has set Southwest apart from its competitors for decades. Getting rid of its famous 2 bags fly free strategy is a part of a massive push at the carrier to ditch its long-standing customer perks and policies. Southwest also announced last year that it's moving from open seating to a single-class cabin in order to raise revenue. Another change announced Tuesday, basic economy tickets that don't allow... Excuse me. Another change announced Tuesday, basic economy tickets that don't allow free changes. Here's what travelers need to know about the new policies. Who will pay for bags? Travelers who buy any ticket except Southwest top-level business select fare will have to pay fees to check bags. Customers who purchase a business select ticket will be able to check 2 bags for free. Top-tier A-list preferred frequent flyer program members will also get 2 check bags for free. A-list level members will be able to check 1 bag for free, as those with a Southwest credit card. Girl, I don't really fly Southwest like that. But girl, I guess I would have to find out. The whole seating stuff, girl, the way y'all is acting like y'all got a first class. Southwest ain't never really had a first class, right? Is that what the whole seating, the open seating to a single class I don't know, girl. This is seem too much. I'm gonna put this article in the description box. How much will it cost to check a bag? Southwest didn't disclose how much it will cost to check a bag, but fees start at $35 a piece on competitors, Delta, United, and American. When do the new policies take effect? The new checked baggage fees go into effect for tickets purchased on or after May the 28th. Can I still bring on a carry-on bag? Carry-on bag policies haven't changed even for basic economy tickets. All tickets will include a free carry-on bag, even for the new basic economy tickets. Girl. I'm not going to read all of this. Y'all get what's going on. Again, I'll put the link to the article in the description box. Listen. Again, I don't fly Southwest like that. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've flown Southwest. For the most part, the only time I usually fly Southwest is like if I'm going to New York, girl, right? If I'm going to DC and it's cold, y'all know I kind of like cold weather a little bit because I like to put on coats and do all that carrying on. Like I was going to New York a few weeks ago, and I had bought my ticket through Southwest because again, I was going to be able to get I was going to be able to bring 2 check bags for free, right? And then you can also bring your carry-on and a personal. So I was like, cool, because I needed to get my coats and jackets. Again, I like to do a lot of carrying on. But then I canceled my flight, so I still have a credit for Southwest. Because girl, when them planes started dropping from the sky, I said, "Oh, baby, no." Y'all already know I don't like flying. Well, I literally hate flying. I love to go places, but I don't like to fly. Okay. Um. So, girl, being that my nerves are already bad flying, anyways, you're like, what I do not go? What I hate? You know what I hate when I be flying? I hate when I look up and one of the pilots is going to the restroom. I hate that. Girl, who is up in that? Girl, if you out here, girl, this is my whole thing. If it's 2 of y'all, that means, you know what I'm saying? I feel like both people need to be up there. Girl, I feel like you need to go to the restroom before we take off. Girl, anytime I see that door open, because you know they block it out. Anytime the pilot comes out, they block it out. Like the flight attendants will stand. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And every time I see that door open, I see one of those pilots come out and go to the restroom. I'm like, oh, girl, girl, you need to be in now. You should have went to the restroom before we took off. Hello. Anyways, but yeah, so I have a credit with Southwest that I need to use because I was going to New York, but when the plane started dropping from the sky, I said, so I canceled my plans. I think this is a mess. I think one of the reasons why people fly Southwest is not because y'all planes are just so bomb, not because y'all seats are just so comfortable. It really is, for me, it's because of the baggage, right? It's because I was able to bring 2 suitcases, right? And it's cheaper sometimes. It was cheaper for me to fly through Southwest versus flying through United. Because United now, girl, United charge $40 if you don't check your bags in within the 24-hour time frame. Yes, $40. So, girl, you think I'm about to pay you girl 40, that's 80. Girl, 40 back, girl, that's 80. Girl, that's $160 just to get my panties and and toiletries to where I need to get them to. Girl, I'm not giving y'all no $160. I'm not gonna do it. Girl, that is too much money. Girl, just for you to carry my stuff to where I need it to be? Well, I can go over here on Southwest. And girl, the ticket was a whole lot cheaper. And I was still able to bring my bags. The ticket, I think, was cheaper than the ticket was actually cheaper than the other airlines. And then when I added in the bags, I would have been paying like $200-$300 more. I can't remember, girl. I can't remember the math, but it was a whole lot cheaper. I was like, girl, I'm just gonna fly Southwest, even though I really don't like Southwest like that. I really don't. But like I said, girl, I only really fly Southwest during the wintertime because I like to go to New York and DC, and yeah. At this point, girl, we're gonna have to start wearing our clothes underneath our clothes. I feel good, girl. Y'all gonna see me in the airport. I'm gonna have on 5 pair of jeans. Girl, 5 pair of jeans, girl, 4 shirts, girl, a coat on, 1 coat over my one coat over my arm. I'm gonna have to just make sure I wash my ass, girl, real thorough before I get on the plane, and make sure when I get to where I'm going, girl, my clothes ain't musty. You know, the last, girl, Vivian said that Stacey returned them dresses to her musty, baby. From Real Housewives of Potomac. She said Stacey returned those dresses that was musty. She ain't say what areas were musty, but she said they was musty though. Yeah, girl, we're gonna be either wearing our clothes to the airport or either girl just not going nowhere. Cause girl on top of the planes falling out of the sky. Now y'all trying to charge a bitch girl $35 and $40 for a bag. Girl, this is a mess. This is a mess. I remember the last time I flew Southwest was going to New York. Girl, I was going to New York. And I just remember that seat being so, I was like, girl, y'all talk about spirit. I was like, girl, the seat was so uncomfortable. No, that wasn't the last time. One time I flew to Vegas, flying Southwest, because the ticket was a whole lot cheaper. And remember, Southwest in Houston, Southwest used to fly out of George Bush. Now it only flies. It was always Hobby, but then they started flying out of George Bush, but then they stopped. So now it's only through Hobby. But yeah, I just remember me flying one time to New York on Southwest, and the seat was just so uncomfortable. I was like, "Girl, this is a mess." I couldn't relax the entire flight. That's how horrible the seat was. Anyways, yeah, this is a mess. Southwest, I don't know. For the people who fly Southwest, is this going to be a game changer for you? It would for me. Because at this point, like I said, girl, it's not like y'all planes are the best. I don't even remember Southwest having any outlets on their plane. I remember thinking, "Oh, thank God my phone and my iPad are fully charged," because I would be mad. I would be messed up if I got off this plane and my phone was dead. I don't remember them having an outlet. I don't remember. Y'all seats are uncomfortable. Girl, and now y'all charging for bags. Girl, at this point we might as well just go through I might as well just go fly through United. Because at least I can probably get a comfortable seat. Probably. Because United, y'all seats be uncomfortable too sometimes too. Okay. And American. I wish, girl, Delta is probably the best. To me, Delta, even though, girl, didn't y'all plane flip over and turn upside down? Upside down. Girl, didn't y'all plane flip? Girl, it was y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Girl, y'all keep talking about spirit, but spirit ain't falling out of the sky and turning upside down. Girl, round and round. No shade. We already know what happened to American Airlines. May those people rest in peace. We already know what happened with Delta the other day, honey. That whole plane flipped upside down. Girl, y'all talk about spirit, but spirit ain't falling out of the sky and flipping upside down. Now you might be late to get where you get, but baby, you gonna get there. Hello, you gonna get there. Now you might not get there to the next day. Hey, okay, you might not get your black ass out to the next day. You know what's so crazy? I never have had issues with Spirit. I used to fly. Now, I haven't flown Spirit in a minute. I paid my dues. Okay? I haven't flown Spirit in a minute. I haven't. But I used to always fly Spirit going to Vegas. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Going to Vegas, flying Spirit used to be so inexpensive. I don't know why. Somebody will have to explain it to us. So I will always fly Spirit to Vegas most of the time. I went to New York one time. I flew Spirit. Yeah, but most of the time when I used to fly Spirit, it would always. Most of the time, I was more than likely one of. I've been to Vegas so many times, girl, like so many times. Um, I would go to Spirit. I remember the only time that I had a hiccup with Spirit was the plane. They pushed back the plane a couple of hours. I think it was like weather related. Um, but other than that, I know that people go through issues with Spirit. I see it online, but I'm like, I've never. I think that some people. I'm not gonna lie. I think I think some of y'all just hop on the hate Spirit train because, like I said, as many times as I've flown Spirit, I've never had these issues that people talk about. Girl, for real, for real. Like, for real, for real. And I used to fly Spirit. Like I said, when I used to go to Vegas all the time, there and back, I'm flying Spirit. Besides my plane, besides the time being pushed up, or was it pushed up or pushed back? Girl, it was pushed a couple of hours. Other than that, I don't remember a time where I've just really had an issue. So when people are like, "Oh my God, Spirit is just so hard," I'm like, "God, I ain't never had no issues." Mm-mm. The only thing I don't like about Spirit, though, I will say, and I've had this issue with United, is I remember one time I waited like for an hour to get my bag. Ooh, I had a check bag. When I say I was evil, ooh, girl, I was evil. Girl, when I say I was evil. But again, like I said, that happened to me. That happened to me. Um, was it United or Delta? When I went to Atlanta, ooh, it was United. It was United. I ran into one of the cousins one time. I was in DC. I don't know if she still watched my videos or not. I was in DC. It was an early morning flight, and I ran into one of the cousins. She was a flight. She's a flight attendant for United. I was sitting down on the phone. I think I was talking to Brittany. It was early. It was like early in the morning. I was on the phone being messy. Girl, 5 o'clock in the morning on the phone being messy. Girl, listen to this. I think she was getting ready for work or something. I don't know, girl. I just know I was on the phone being messy, talking about somebody. Okay. Anyways, girl, let's move on. Let's talk about Wendy Williams. Listen to this. Wendy Williams, guardianship judge, pissed off she's talking to media, threatens even more restrictions. You know, I don't want to make this a white or black thing. I don't. I really don't. But it's something about this that just makes my asshole itch. Being that, girl, I look up and it ain't nothing but white women in charge of Wendy's, girl, basically her life. You have the judge, who's a white woman. You have the lawyer, who's a white woman. And then you have the guardian, who's a white woman. Shout out to the white women who watch my channel. It ain't nothing but love, but I'm just saying. Girl, we tell the truth and shame the devil over here. Okay? So the judge in Wendy Williams' guardianship case is fed up with Wendy's behavior and wants her moved to another facility, presumably with even tighter restrictions. TMZ is privy to an email Judge Lisa Sokoloff, girl, I would mess her name up, fired off to Wendy's lawyer, and the judge is having trouble hiding her contempt for the former talk show host. The judge references a prior hearing in which she ordered that Wendy be moved to a new facility. Apparently, Wendy's lawyer fired back, saying it would be wrong to move her to an even more restricted facility than where she is right now, a residential facility called Cotier. The judge wrote in an email, I have always contended that Wendy will be given the independence she can handle. I question how well she has handled the independence she has been given. Girl, can I say something? If Wendy didn't, I was about to get worked up. There are too many people out here in this world living on the streets with mental health issues, with drug addiction issues, alcohol related issues, for me to believe that they are just so concerned about Wendy Williams. No, girl. The way that they are acting, like even with the conservator, girl, she doesn't want you to be her conservator. Girl, like I don't know how maybe it's more stringent than what I know, but if she doesn't want you, like, just quit. Girl, y'all, the way y'all, Wendy is out here saying, I don't want y'all over my stuff, leave me alone, I want out of this conservatorship, and it's like they keep trying to hold on tight. Girl, y'all acting like this is y'all only job. Does that make sense what I'm saying? I don't know if girl, like, girl, I don't know. Let's just keep talking. Apparently, Wendy's, I'm sorry. Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the judge is pissed off Wendy has been speaking to the media about the guardianship, and the facility she's in, which she calls a luxury prison. Our sources say the judge has repeatedly warned Wendy not to speak to the media, although the judge never explained why she had a problem with Wendy speaking out. When I tell you Harvey Levin, I know that's a messy white queen. When I tell you Harvey is over there doing the Lord's work, good. When I tell you Harvey is working, when I tell you Harvey is working to make sure that Wendy Williams is out of this conservatorship, I know Harvey got his ways and TMZ, girl, they got their ways, but I'm not mad at Harvey and what he's trying to do for Auntie Wendy Williams. I'm not. In another recent email, the judge showed her hand pretty clearly, telling Wendy's lawyer, tell your client that if she wants a jury, she should refrain from trying to poison the jury pool. In other words, the judge is upset that Wendy is telling the media that she's not mentally incompetent and she should not be locked in a guardianship. The judge clearly has problems with Wendy speaking out. Although Wendy says she feels like a prisoner, despite the guardian's lawyer saying she's free to come and go, Wendy says she cannot even leave the fifth floor memory unit without an attendant letting her down to the elevator. And as a result, she is rarely able to get fresh air. A current staffer at the facility confirmed this to TMZ. Wendy also cannot receive phone calls. She has no internet, and she says she's almost never allowed visitors. Wendy aced a mental competency test Monday at Lenox Hill Hospital, where she is staying while doctors perform other tests. The judge wrote the hospital wants to discharge her. Miss Morrissey, the guardian, has facilities who, despite her behavior, are willing to assess her. She needs to go back until a new facility can be found. People close to Wendy tell TMZ Wendy is bracing for having even more freedom taken away, adding this is pure retaliation for Wendy speaking up for herself to get out of an abusive guardianship. This is crazy. This is crazy. Like I said, girl, there's always, we could try to find some positivity in this. We're not gonna act like my auntie Wendy wasn't going through it because she was a mess and she looked a mess. We're gonna just call it for what it is. Physically, she looks a whole lot better in comparison to how she looked on that documentary that I didn't watch. I saw clips and based off of how she was roaming the New York streets, girl. So, in that aspect, she does, this has, a positive outcome. But as far as that, girl, let that lady out of the conservatorship and let her go on about her business. Girl, who y'all should have had locked up in a room was Karen Huger. That's the one who was out here, girl, knocking pictures off the wall. Girl, that's the one who was a threat to society. That was the one who was girl riding through residential neighborhoods, knocking trees, girl, running into trees and knocking poles over and shit. So y'all would have people locked up in rooms. Okay, go get Karen. Well, she already locked up. Anyways, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm about to call my nieces. Girl, we was going to the rodeo, but Bailey got sick. And then Tatum and Song, she said Tatum and Song got a rash or something. I don't know, girl. I don't know. I'm about to call and see what's going on. I don't know what's going on over there. So I'm about to call my nieces to see what's going on. And I'll talk to y'all later. All right. Bye, y'all.